guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the what is in my makeup kit video and how I organize everything. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So by looking at the screen, you guys see the two bags. The one on the left happens to be the one that I keep everything in and my actual makeup kit. And the one on the right is just an extra bag that I have with me, but we'll get into that later. So this one right here is the MAC and Zuka bag. I ordered it off the MAC website and I'm so in love with it. I was originally using one from Amazon, hated it, but it was a really good first kit, so it got me through it. So first things first, on the outside, I just have this little white towel because if you guys are anything like me, I'm such a mess when it comes to doing people's makeup. I get it everywhere. And then I also just have this spare business card. I don't really know why it's here, but I have a few of them like all over the place, so yeah, you guys will see that. But let's go ahead and open the kit. So when you first go inside, on top of all the Zuka pouches, you have this big organizer that I got from Michael's, which has saved my life so many times whenever I travel or basically whenever I'm not working from my studio. So basically in this organizer, I have all disposables, so lip wands, mascara wands, sponges, cotton rounds. I also have bobby pins, clips, everything small that I may need with me whenever I travel, I keep in this little organizer, and I definitely recommend it for any other makeup artists or hairstylists. Back into the kit, the first bag that we're going to look at is the Skin Prep and Set bag. This is where I keep all my priming sprays, primers, and setting sprays. I'm really not going to get too in-depth with all the products that I have in each bag, but if you guys want to screenshot any of the products, feel free to do so. But a few that I really like is the Smashbox Primerizer, NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, Makeup Forever Base Hydrant, the Maybelline Baby Skin. I also always have micellar water with me at all times, just in case I need to take someone's makeup off before any makeup application. So now going into setting sprays. First one is MAC Fix Plus, then I have the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I also really like the Urban Decay All Nighter. And then for brides, I love the Scandinavia Bridal Spray. Moving on to the next bag, which happens to be my favorite. This is my eyes bag, and this is where I keep a majority of my eyeshadow palettes, individual shadows, and I also keep in here a lot of my Stila liquid shadows, which are my absolute favorite for bridal parties and all of my prom girls. So a few eyeshadow palettes that are in this little bag are the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance and Soft Glam palettes. I also have the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette in here, which I am so in love with. I take it everywhere with me. I also have this little Tarte palette with a collaboration from Aspen Auvered, which is really good for simple glam looks. And of course, I have the Jaclyn Hill palette. So moving on to the rest of the eyes bag, I just have a few individual things here and there. So for instance, I have this little Stila Cosmetics individual shadow. This is Kitten. I really like it for a lot of my brides for a simple yet glam look. And then I just have these P. Louise bases, which I really like for setting the eyes. And then last but not least, I just have these ColourPop Super Shock shadows, which they are everything to me. So now moving on to the next bag that I have in my kit, which happens to be the lashes and brows. First thing I have in here are the Anastasia Brow Wizzes in every shade because I love them so much. The next thing I have are just some basic drugstore mascaras because I do like them, just mascara. And then we're just going to move on to lashes. So I buy them in the bulk in packs. They're a lot cheaper and easier this way. So I have a lot of Ardell Demi Wispies. I have Ardell 811s. I have regular Wispies. And then I also love to keep mink lashes in my kit in case anyone wants to upgrade instead of just basic lashes. I have MAC Prep and Prime. And then the last thing is my Holy Grail, the ABH Pro Brow Palette. Moving on to the next bag, which happens to be Face. So in this bag, I keep a lot of my highlighters, bronzers, setting powders, and blushes. So the first and only blush I have in my kit happens to be this Morphe palette, which I actually discontinued, which I'm so upset about because it's so good. So now moving on to setting powders. This is the Rimmel Stain Matte in Transparent. I don't know why more people don't talk about this. This is so good, and it's so cheap. Then I have the Too Faced Born This Way, which I really like. And moving on to bronzers, the first one I have is the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in Sweet Tea. And the next one I have is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. And then I have the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. So now we're going to move on to highlighters, which is probably my favorite part of this whole bag. First two I have are the MAC highlighters. The first one is Oh Darling, and the second one is Double Gleam. I love these so much. Then I have this Dior highlighter, which I don't even remember when I got it, but it's so pretty. I'm so happy I did. Then I have the ABH and Amrezy, which is beautiful. And then I have the Balm Mary Luminizer for my really fair girls. And then last but not least, the Maybelline Master Chrome. So now we're going to move on to the last bag I have in my kit. I don't know if you guys noticed, but this one does not have the MAC logo like the other ones do. That is because I actually ordered this one off of Amazon because the kit only comes with 4 bags. So keep that in mind if you guys are considering buying this kit. So when we go inside this bag, you guys are going to notice that I have a lot of lighter shades rather than darker ones. Keep in mind that I actually did just work a bridal party, and these are the only shades that I needed for the time being. I have way more shades back at my studio where I do a lot of work out of, so just keep that in mind. But the number 2 foundations that I love using on a lot of my clients are the Too Faced Born This Way and the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. The only thing about the MAC one is that it doesn't have a pump, so it's a little annoying to work with. Now we're moving on to concealers. The first 2 concealers that I have in my kit are the MAC concealing palettes. I really like these because they're very easy to work with, they're very blendable, and I really like the consistency of them, and they look good on a lot of people's skin. I also like having the Tarte Shape Tape in here. I love the coverage. I like the Too Faced Born This Way along with the foundation, and I like the MAC Studio Fix. So now we're going to move on to the bag that I was referring to in the beginning of this video. If you guys remember, I was talking about that I had an extra bag. This is the bag where I keep a lot of my brushes in. So the first ones I have are my individual brushes in this Morphe tub. I do not like putting my individual brushes in my brush belt. I don't know, just preference. I like them in here. So moving on to my brush belt. This is from the company Shani Cosmetics, if I remember. Not the best, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The brushes kind of get all over the place, but it really just depends how many you have. This is definitely not how many I have. I'm cleaning a lot at the moment, so. But then I also have 2 mixing plates because I hate mixing foundations on the back of my hand. I know a lot of people do it. I used to. I just really don't like doing it anymore. And then I also just have this little business card slot. So going further into this duffel bag that I carry with me, this actually carries a lot more than it looks like it can. It's actually really big inside. I also just carry some few other palettes with me at all times. I have the Nubian by Juvia's Place, which I love. I have the Morphe 25B, and I also have this Adept Cosmetics custom made palette, which I depotted the ABH Glow Kits, and I have Makeup Geek shadows in here mixed with a lot of others. I have the Morphe 24G, and lastly, I have the Morphe and James Charles palette. So then moving on to the last bag I have in this duffel bag, which happens to be all of my lippies. So I have a ton of lippies ranging from NYX, ColourPop, Anastasia, Morphe, Lorac. I have all different ones, but as you guys can tell, I really do like my nudes, which is perfect because I work with a lot of brides. And if you guys work for a lot of weddings, you guys know that is probably the number 1 shade all brides ask for. Unless someone wants something different, of course, I will bring it for them, but that is the number 1 shade I have. And then I just have this little tiny MAC lip palette, which I really like as well. And that pretty much sums up my entire freelance makeup kit and how I organize everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.